Hey, glorious people, good morning. How are you doing this day? I hope you had a beautiful night. This morning, we are going to be sharing on this question. What does your absence entail? Or does absence mean, is it a message? Is someone's absence a message? Or what does someone's absence entail? That's going to be the topic of our discussion this morning. I don't know whether it was in one of my videos that I mentioned that over availability creates blindness. I think it's in one of my videos. I mentioned it that over availability creates blindness. And so your absence equally sends a message. Most often when you are always present in the lives of people, they take your presence for granted. When you always show up, when you are always there, they think in their minds that you cannot do without them. They think in your minds that they are indispensable. That is what many people think. And I have come to understand that at times absence sends a great message. It's not all the time that you have to be talking and talking. You see people quarreling in a relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, making noise. I ask myself, is it worth the trouble? You see people arguing and fighting. Is it worth the trouble? It's simple enough that if you don't want something, you withdraw. You stay away. It's not everything that requires noise making. Because most often, as I always say, sometimes there is actually nothing left to say. There is no energy left to give. So you cannot be struggling to take energy from where you don't even have. Because by the time you see people start, creating their absence or wanting to create an impact through their absence, is because their presence did not create any impact. In their presence, they struggled to explain themselves. In their presence, they spoke and they were never listened to or heard or understood. So, my dear, sometimes when there is nothing left to say and no energy left to give, you can't go and source for it where it does not exist. So you just leave. Absence has a way of showing people exactly where you stand. And if actually you're needed or you're wanted, they know where you stand. They can find you. They can find you because I see young people, I don't know, even older people, they lose a lot of energy, struggling to create an impact or to create awareness, if I were to use such a word. You don't need to do that. If you explain yourself on the same subject, on the same topic once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, is too much. And then you see the same thing repeatedly, you just stop. You can't go being a loud sounding gong. At times when you explain yourself and then you don't see any change, it means that the person is not ready to change. Or your explanation is not creating any impact. So your absence should do the talking. There are many ways to go around certain things to resolve challenges in a relationship. If you have spoken and you are not heard, your absence should do the speaking. And if at all the person actually wants you, the person knows where to meet you because they know where you belong, where you stand. And so they can make a move to meet you where you stand. So can we stop talking and losing a lot of energy, especially if we have done that repeatedly and we are being misunderstood, we are not heard, or the person is not ready to change? The only impact you can create is by creating your absence. Make yourself unavailable. Let them look for you if actually you are wanted. I hope I made some sense. Good morning.